Welcome back all. I am the Evesham Gamer, Teg, and it's been a bit of a time coming, but I'm finally here with my second part to the OSSC PRO testing, effectively, and this time we're going to be using some Nintendo systems. So we're going to be using, as you can see, we're playing Axlay at the moment, or Axlay's on. So we're using the Super Nintendo and going to be using the Gamecube, and also, I guess it's the same thing really, but the Game Boy adapter as well. So I'm going to test out a few games on each one of those. A bit of a gameplay, a bit of a chat. I'm not technical with the OSSC PRO, but we're going to be going through a few settings, etc. Just, you know, sort of to check things out. One thing I will actually forewarn you of is when I change the resolution, I get a few strange anomalies. Perhaps it is because of the way I've got some setup, or the way my setup is, and it is pretty chaotic here. You can definitely tell that I work in IT, and I don't just mean IT, I mean support, because there's cables and stuff everywhere. There always is in this office, this game room office, basically. To start with, so obviously again, welcome back. This is part 2 of my OSSC PRO overview, effectively. So, starting off with the Super Nintendo. So as I say, the game we've got in the background here is Axlay. What a classic shoot 'em up this is. I'm not going to go into any great or even, well, just some minor details I'll go into about the games. There's no need for me. This is not about the games themselves. This is more about how things look. And yeah, so right. Well, for those that are interested, I am using a multi-cart. I'm not going to be sitting there faffing around by pulling out different cartridges for different games. That will only happen with my GameCube, but then you won't see that because I'm just going to kind of like cut the video and start again, or stop it and start it again. You know me. If you've been watching this channel for long enough, you'll know that I'm not into. I've never spent the time to try and look at proper video editing. So you know, but hey, it's, you know, it's raw. You know, raw is great. That's the way I like it. That's the way I am. So, right, let's look at the settings here. You can see we've got them at the top left up there. So, look at that. I should turn the camera all the way up there in the corner. So I'm using scalar mode for this. Now you can use what they call, let me just look here, hang on a second. I have to make sure I can just about make out the yellow from my monitor screen here instead of the TV itself, which is over here. But so the output options, so yeah, so you can change this for the line multiplier mode. I'm gonna, just for purposes of my own, gonna use the scalar mode on this. So the scalar option at the moment I've got set, as you can see, I scroll down here, so the main thing to look at here for is the SNES 512 colour. Now I can change this obviously, and to save time of going through all the different bits and pieces of it, I'm going to back out using the trusty remote control here. Great thing being that you can see on the OLED, I think it's OLED display on these, something like that. I'm probably fucking wrong. But yeah, I don't know. Did I say this on here a minute ago? I was actually looking at. No, that doesn't seem to be working. No. Anyway, whatever. I'm going to show you. So on the P-load, which is a profile load, I've already got a load of profiles set here. Okay, so I've already saved in slot 1 as a Super Nintendo. Now what I really need to do is just rename that, so I know which system is which. But just as an example, and as I say, just to forewarn you, when I do this, it's probably going to kick the mouse out, so I've got to unplug it, plug it back in again, and then just start and stop the capture. Not because it won't continue capturing, it's just that on my OBS, it just seems to just freeze. So anyway, we'll move up to profile 0, as you can see there, and see, you get this weird little display. The mouse has stopped working as I said it would stop working. So all I've got to do here, plug it back in, go to this one, deactivate and activate. There you go. Right. So now what we should see is when I go to the main menu and the scaler option, you'll see now it's set to Mega Drive 320 or 320 colors. Okay, so obviously there's different settings there. Now, if I change this, keep doing it, it's just gonna, you won't be able to see it properly. But this one's PlayStation, 256 colors. We'll see how far we can get before it just has a spaz out. So it's spazzing out PSX 323, 380, I think now. It keeps appearing and disappearing. 384, 512. Now some of these you might actually say look better than the actual Super Nintendo one, but that's entirely up to how you want to see it. You might see it differently to me. So the next ones will come up here. We've got the Saturn, 320 colors. Saturn 352, 360, 704. The next one is Nintendo 64, 320 colors. So as you can see, you can tell, you can change all these different, which are effectively like presets, really. So I'm going to just go back to the profile load again, back out of here, go profile load and go back to number 1, which is the one I was originally using. Some of you might be like, no, stay at the same one. Stay at the same one. Here we go again, look. I don't want to change from those ones. Weird. Right, deactivate again and then activate. There we go. Right, so I think what we do is just have a little go on this game. We also have a little swig of the wig. I do just want to mention, totally off topic, Pieces of 8-Bit Andy. I know he released a video a while back about his Manjaro, how he was doing with it or something like that. His journey with Manjaro, I mean obviously he didn't carry on with it, and I don't blame him either because it's probably best not to discuss that sort of thing online, but it's up to you. I just wanted to add, and the only thing I'm going to say is that I am doing that too. I'm actually taking Manjaro now, and I've lost a stone in 3 weeks. Fuck. Crazy stuff. Anyway, back to the games. Right. So as I say, we've got some Axley. So I'm going to leave it on this setting here for, obviously, for, which is, usually it tells you on the screen. I haven't actually set that, so let's just go back to what it was. We're on Super Nintendo, 512 colors. This is where I'm going to find out that my controller doesn't work. Oh, it does work, yeah. I know. Oh no, that's what the problem is. I was thinking that you could press up and down on this, but it's not the case. So as I say, the reason why I'm looking like at the screen here, so I'm looking at my monitor screen. So my monitor, not literally, it is my monitor. But it's what I use to monitor when I'm recording. You can probably tell I've never played this before. Well, I have. I didn't expect to die after the first bloody start. Well, yeah, the first bit. Wow. Let's just give that another try. Okay. Right. Now, those of you that are maybe interested in the OSSC PRO, you need to be aware that it's very expensive. Like you're talking about with import fees, and if you go for the whole package with the JP21 adapter, then you're looking at, you know, oh, crikey, it's okay. I think it's probably close. It's over 400 quid, like more like 450. So you have to really be kind of invested in to get one of these. I don't think you're going to need one if you're not too technical. I mean, there's the OSSC X for that, which I think would probably be more up someone's street, to be perfectly honest with you, if you were so inclined to go down that route. I mean, I know there's many other options outside of the OSSC an OSSC Pro, such as if you can find one, that is, for example, the FrameMeister, and then there's the, oh my goodness, I forget what it's called, but it's like the 4K one, yeah. Roast Beef 3000 knows all about that. Lucky Git managed to get his old hands on one for effectively nothing. Right, so let's turn this off. Choose another game. He says. I'm just waiting for it to kick in. There we go. You could actually say here as well that the words here on this effectively is a knockoff Super Nintendo EverDrive. Doesn't look too bad, I don't think. I mean, there's a lot more tinkering around you can do whilst we're here. Let's have a little look. So we're back out of there, and then, like, I'm not going to put them on, but you can put scan lines on, obviously. I'll tell you what, whilst we're here, whilst we're waiting, I mean, I have to say that this particular knockoff EverDrive is absolutely, it's good for someone that wants to do plug and play, but it doesn't play everything. It's not brilliant, but for anything that's like PAL 50 Hertz, yeah, it's all right. So, OSSC Pro UK. Now, just for those of you that want to know where you can buy it from, it's videogameperfection.com. That's where you can purchase the OSSC Pro from. Starts at €290 up to €348, including VAT plus your import fees, even though it's coming from Northern Ireland, or is it the Republic of Ireland? Northern Ireland. So, right, let's pick this is the problem with these. If I had like 4 games ready laid out, it would be just quickly swap them over. Let's find something that we're all from. There we Krusty Super Fun House. Now there's a game I haven't played for a while. Let's see how she looks, shall we? Right, so let's give you a little run over of kind of what this device has for inputs, for example. So it's got one SCART, one component video, one analog audio RCA, which is 2 RCA for left and right channels. It supports all analog audio. One optical audio, one digital video inputs, DVI obviously, and then it's got one 3.5mm analog audio. Composite video and S-video are not natively supported and require an adapter, transcode or expansion card. You can buy that expansion card separately. Outputs are one HDMI or DVI-D with an adapter. There's obviously more stuff here, like for example, full 24-bit RGB output through DVI and HDMI. Output to analog, for example, CRTs require a transcoder or the expansion card, which is still on its way. Input resolutions are 240p, 288p, 480i, 576i at 15 kHz, 25 kHz medium res modes, 480p, 576p, 720p, 1080i, 1080p at 31 kHz, and the common PC resolutions up to 1600 by 1200. So that's the input resolutions. Supported output resolutions are from 240p up to 2560 by 1000. Start again. 2560 by 1440 at 60 Hertz output, or 2880 by 2160 at 60 Hertz with pixel repetition. Don't know what the fuck that means. There's a lot more information than that. 240p to 1080i output modes for classic CRTs, which is good news. I have to say, I've tested that out on my my Sony, whatever it's called, Trinitron. So other features, for example, character, I was right, it's an OLED display, SD card socket for firmware updates, JTAG connector, infrared receiver, expansion connector, USB port for controlling external devices, so you can attach game controllers and other future possibilities. and those functions are not yet implemented. Front-mounted joystick allows for full operation of the unit if the infrared remote control is lost or replaced, which is an excellent hardware feature. Important tip: you must use the DC 5 volt 2.5 amp 2.1 by 5.5 millimeter positive tip, because if you don't use the original one, you may well overload the system, and then you're going to have all kinds of crap going on, like it might die, and you don't want that when you spent so much money. And that's not covered under warranty if you end up using another adapter with it. So be careful, look after it like it was your firstborn or your first beer, whichever one comes first. So for those spec heads, there you go. Here we go, Krusty's Super Fun House. Hi kids, do you like violence? Do you want to see him stick 9-inch nails into each one of his eyelids? Can you guess what song that's from? I think you can. Right. So whilst we're looking at waiting for Krusty to go in there, okay, so we can have a little look here at the signal info. These are the settings that are currently on at the moment. Got the latest firmware, as you can see, 18th March 2025. Now I haven't played this for years, but I remember it being on Games Master. So I remember rightly, you've got to get these mice. Oh, there we go, look. These little fuckers. Can you get up there? No, okay, so I've got to get up there. What's this, mate? Bart, go to your room. Okay, so clearly what I've got to do here is go and get this. Do you pick it up? What? Okay, I've got a block now. There we go. That's it. That's it. Now we're squawking. Well, now we're squeaking, as the case may be. Is that it? I don't know. Is that it? It looks pretty good, though. I think you agree. So, well, okay. I guess I've got to pick that up again then there, maybe. That there. Oh, that's it. Oh, you go. Oh, that's how you do it, right. There's another block. Oh, right, okay. I don't know if that's what I'm supposed to do. Oh, can you kill him? I don't know. Oh, she can. Silly me, I should have realised. Oh, okay, I get it. So you just take all this stuff and then you go around into other doors and what have you. Thank you very much. There we go. Right, okay, let's move on to another one. So, other things to know about the OSSC Pro. I mean, like from a Nintendo perspective, I'm using one of the retro gaming cables, Pack-a-Punch, Super Nintendo, Gamecube, SCART cables, and yeah, you've got to use decent cables, to be honest with you. I've got another RGB Pack-a-Punch cable for my Mega Drive and Mega CD, but that, for whatever reason, has decided to disintegrate at the back of it. I'm not happy about it. I mean, I paid a lot of money for that when it came out 2 or 3 years ago. I'm just a bit reluctant to message them and say, you know, not happy with this, but then it's been so long, they might be like, well, that's just a fact of life. Maybe I should reach out to them. But anyway, point is, you've got to get yourself decent cables. You can use in some circumstances shitty cables from Amazon, but I certainly wouldn't use them from AliExpress. Although admittedly, even Amazon's fucking acting like AliExpress, and what's the other one called? You know, it begins with T. Temu or something, where they're selling fucking, like, for example, micro SSD cards. SSD fucking cards. SD cards. You know, they're literally now, they look, for all intents and purposes, like 512 gigabyte micro SD cards, and they're not, they're only 64 gigabyte. But Amazon just allows this shit on their site. They're just getting fucking worse and worse. But anyway. Right. Let's find another one. What about Putty Squad? Can't go wrong with a bit of Putty Squad, can ya? All right. Putty Squad's a great game. I haven't played it for so long. So, right, let's back out from there. We've got some uptime is set there. Let's go to... let's get the resolution on this one, alright? No, don't that one. Is it that one? No, it's not that one. It's not that one. Right, okay, so I don't need to crop the screen on that. I'm not going to zoom it. I don't want to do that. Right. Okay, sampling format. We're at 24-bit, 48 kilohertz. Let's leave the... I've never tried this quad stereo. I don't dare fucking turn it on. Let's see. Maybe we should give it a go. Yeah. No, I don't know if that sounds... No, that doesn't sound very good. I don't think that's any good to me. I'm going to have to play around with that setting. That's interesting. I didn't notice that before. Right, and what's this quad stereo? Interesting. Okay, we're gonna leave that off because I don't want to play around with it until I know exactly what's going on with it. So let's get back up. Let's just back this out for a second. All right, so you can see the full screen. I haven't played this for years, but wasn't this originally on the Amiga? I'm sure it was. I know there was a re-released like HD version. On the Xbox 360. I thought you could punch. Yeah, let's get rid of this sausage. There's a sausage there. Look, sausage. Oh. Dude. Take that. The old steak. Oh, I shouldn't have done that. Now, okay. No. And what I didn't realise what you can do is there is like a button that makes me do something. Press those two and that one. Oh, look, that one's for that. And so is that. Great little game. I think you're like, oh, look, fuck the sausage. Fuck off. Right, okay. One more game until we move on to the GameCube and the Game Boy Advance. So, what I like about the OSSC PRO as well is its sleek design. I'll put a little bit at the end of this video so you can actually see it. But I like the fact that they just put that little bit of touch of colouring in the letters gold. It just makes you feel a little bit more special, you know? And there ain't nothing wrong with that. You know, you've got to feel good if you're spending that amount of bloody money on something. Let's have a look here. Right, okay. So there's something a classic. Not Shaq Fu. Well, it is a classic, but I'm not going to play that. We've got a bit of Street Fighter, maybe. Yeah, let's have a bit of Street Fighter 2. So yeah, I mean the nice little touches that there are with it. I personally have added a bit extra to it. I've bought myself a separate fan to go on the inside of it. It's very easy to do. There's a specific fan you probably need to use just to be on the safe side. But that helps to keep the system cool, especially in the hot weather we've been having of late. I would recommend it, but again, this is only if you're ever going to be purchasing one of these, because it's as I've said, it's not for everyone. It's very expensive. A lot of people would just go down the cheap route because that's what works for them. But if you're someone that has an awful lot of different retro video game systems, and you like to get the best quality that you can, not only on a CRT, but also, and more importantly, on an HD DVD, HD TV DVD, no, an HD TV, you know, LCD, what have you, then you need to have something like the OSSC Pro. So let's just fire up the screen again at the top. Let's go back here to the signal info. No, that's not the signal info, man. It's because the yellow is not very good on from where I'm looking. Oh, actually, my eyes are getting worse, you see, so. So I think you'll agree, this does look pretty damn good. I kicked you first, you... No, you didn't let... You wouldn't let me do it. Oh, you didn't. Nice. A good recovery. I think you'll agree. Right. If we finish off this next fight, and then we'll just move on nice and swiftly to the GameCube. Interesting, actually, to be fair, how the GameCube looked. I don't think so. Oh no! I'm not doing so well here. Take that. Oh, you just took that. And what a way to finish. You win. Right, so moving swiftly on, let's now take a look at the GameCube. So it's time for some GameCube. Some GameCube. Oh yeah, baby, oh yeah. So, GameCube and the OSSC Pro. So I'm using the same retro gaming cables, Pack-a-Punch cable, with my GameCube. And just in case you wondered what controller I'm using, I am using the Wavebird. Although I've had some problems with getting used to this, having to change the signal from the adapter to the controller. Sometimes it doesn't sync correctly and what have you. So anyway, settings for this. Now the OSSC Pro doesn't have any built-in settings specifically for the GameCube. So as you can see, I am using the MSX 256 colors, right? Now we are going to have a little play around with that. I'll change that to the Mega Drive. Although I found this is probably the best setting for me. Also using a DFP output mode at 720 by 576. That's 50 hertz. Yeah, that's it. Oh, so let's say 60 hertz then. But so, little selection of GameCube games. I'm going to have a little play with this, how they look. I mean, look, I'm going to say this again. I'm no expert on the OSSC Pro, so I'm not going to sit here and say to you, well, this is the best setting that you should have. There are obviously better settings out there. If you've got the time to look into it, you can invest that time to find the correct settings for your liking. There's a lot to learn through the OSSC Pro. A lot more than the standard OSSC or the OSSC X, which does have some features of the OSSC PRO. So, but anyway, I digress. So the first one we're going to be using here, obviously, as you can see, is Sonic Gems Collection. And I had to clear out some space earlier. On the memory card for some reason, because like some games like FIFA 2003 have like 52 blocks of data. Like for what exactly? It's nonsense, absolute nonsense. Right, let's just move this off the screen for now, so we can select our games. You know, I'm not going to go for. I'm not going for all the games. I'm just going to pick something. You know, so. Still got one of these I need to unlock, but we're going for Gamecube, and obviously this is just emulated. So let's go for Sonic R. I think maybe. Nah, yeah. Let's go Sonic Fighters. Sonic the Fighters. So we are currently on Profile 2, so this is the same one I was using before, but I've just slightly modified it. I'm now going to put up the menu and let's have a look at the signal info. You can see that there. I'll just turn the volume up a bit on my surround sound system over here, just because I need to hear a little bit of what's going on. I mean, I could do it through here, but can't be asked. Now, apparently, so I'm led to believe that the reason why a lot of the pixels look slightly kind of, I don't know, punchy, slightly crooked, is just because of how the OSSC processes the data that's coming from the Gamecube. I don't think you can't make them perfect unless you, for example, the Sonic the Fighters remaster that was released on the PlayStation 3 and the Xbox 360. It looks far better, and that's for obvious reasons, because it was a it was remastered. So I am going to use. I'm going to use Bark. No, I'm going to use Bean, just because obviously he's in Fighters Megamix, but obviously he's from this game. Right. If I remember rightly, I can't remember what button it was to do. He's got a bomb, you see. There we go, like that. There's a little bomb. Whee! Have another one. Go on, Knuckles. Back off. Oh, look at that. Drop a bomb on him. So, you know, I think it looks pretty good. You tell me. Have another bomb there. Double bomb. Triple bomb. Have that. Oh, really? Nice. Bosh. I think it looks okay. What do you think? Right, I'm not going to sit and keep playing this one. We're going to go to the dashboard, as it were. So let's just open this, reset, and go back to the dashie. All right, the next game I'm going to use to have a look at how this looks and how we think it looks is, I I should have really stopped this and cut it, really, shouldn't I? You know. But the next one is. Well, I'm going to show you. Really, I'm just going to plug it in and off we go. Then you'll see in a second when it loads up. Rightio. I think that the dashboard looks pretty good. So you know, I think that looks nice on the settings I've currently got. So we've got Judge Dredd versus Death. Actually, a great FPS, I think you'll agree. If you want to play this game, you can get it on Steam currently. It's probably the easiest way for someone to play it. So I'm going to keep the OSD at full. That's purely just for the OSD is effectively the what it means is the on-screen display. So that's just what you're seeing now, the little blue box. I wonder if I can change. No, I don't want that one there. So we're going to keep RGB full. No, I'm going to leave that as it is. Let's just... If you've not played Dredd vs Death, I think you definitely owe it to yourself to try it out. It's not a bad FPS. In my opinion, there's just not enough Dredd games out there. So.
Morning, Dredd. Glad you could make it for reorientation.
Okay.
Morning, Dredd. This is your health meter showing how much health you have. If it drops to 0, you will die.
If it drops to 0, you will die.
Protect you from occasional hits, but it cannot stand up to sustained fire. If it drops, try to stay out of fire for a few seconds so that it can recharge. Medipacks automatically fully recharge your health bar when it becomes empty.
Oh, shut up. I don't think I need to hear any more than that, do you? Oh, you mean I've got to sit and listen to you?
This meter will increase. Be careful. Watch it.
Didn't realise you can punch another guy, but anyway.
They called me in for this.
Okay, Dredd. Let's see you get to the other side of this room by jumping and crouching.
Okay. Well, what's the jump button then? Okay. Right, okay. Well, I don't think it looks too bad, do you? I'm quite pleased with the results. This got me last time. Okay, well, so that's mission failed. Don't punch the fucking robot. So what are you supposed to do? If the mission's failed, you restart the mission? Fucking hell. Okay, well, you get the point. You've seen what this looks like. I'm not here to play the games. Right. So, the final GameCube game. Just have a little look at it to see how it looks. If it don't go wrong on me, that is, and it shouldn't do. I haven't used this for a while. I guess in homage of Goldberg's apparent retirement, it has to be a wrestling game. So we've got WWE Day of Reckoning 2, which in my opinion is probably one of the better, if not the best, wrestling game on the GameCube. FYI. I actually haven't ever used this with the OSSC PRO yet, so I don't know what this looks like, but you know. Let's have a look again at the signal info. It should have stayed the same. No, it is slightly different. Brightly. I think the refresh rate is slightly different. Okay, so from what I'm seeing here on my main screen, so over here, it's looking good. It's looking pretty good. I'm pleased with what I'm seeing here. Are you pleased with what you're seeing here? I don't know. I mean, it looks all right from where I'm sitting. So let's just have I'll press start and off we go. Now, I also want to add that if you're going to get one of these OSSC Pros, I would fully expect you to have vastly more systems than what I have. So Neo Geo, for example. Oh, what else? 3DO, CDI, a Jaguar, Atari Jaguar. I've got a Nintendo 60, well, Nintendo 64 as well. I've got a Nintendo 64, but I haven't modded it yet, so that's pointless for me saying anything there. Let's just get rid of that display for a second. Let's go for an exhibition. Let's just do Fatal 4-Way, so we can at least get to see 4 characters then. Go for Smackdown because we love the fist. We love the fist. I've yet to put cheats into this to unlock everything, but you know. I'm going to set all these as com. Makes sense, right. Oh, right. Chris Masters. Let's have a look here. Oh, let's have Eugene. Baptista. Oh, was that got no? I tell you, stand back. There's a hurricane coming through. Right. I think I'm going to unlock some characters in this. I was just seeing if Goldberg was in. Oh, Snitsky. Snitsky. Oh, crikey. You have got to unlock a lot of these, haven't you? Okay, we're going to have John Cena. Or John Bundy, as he's known as. All right. Chris Masters. Okay, let's have a look. Let's see how it looks now. And watch a few of these entrances as well. Now, whether that does something to my channel, I don't know. But there's something I want to get onto, actually, about that another day. About the disgusting habits of YouTube. But anyway.
The following fatal 4-way contest is scheduled for one fall. Introducing first, from Louisville, Kentucky, weighing 238 pounds, Eugene.
I think this looks pretty good, don't you? I think this looks pretty damn good. Let's go back to the signal info. Okay. Maybe I should unlock the refresh rate. I don't know.
And from Raleigh, North Carolina, weighing 191 pounds, the Hurricane.
I could never forget, or I always wondered how the Hurricane's one of his main moves was the choke slam. It's like, look at the size of the guy, man. Yeah, love the Hurricane. Fantastic. Right, so as you can see, it's looking. I'm really pleased actually with how this looks. Ladies and gentlemen, this is John Bunday.
Weighing in at 248 pounds.
John Bundy. Can't help myself because his intro's got that on this song. Crazy. His time is definitely now though. John Bunday's. Oh, and John Cena's obviously.
From Los Angeles, California, weighing 275 pounds, the masterpiece, Chris Masters.
Okay, press the A button. We've had enough of the intros. Let's get into it. Look what I'm saying there. So, Jesus, you know what'll happen now? The fucking disc could go wrong. Right, here we go. Let's get rid of the old that. Let's have a look. You know what? It's not bad. It looks. I mean, okay, for its age, it's showing, but this OSSC Pro is really fucking helping with this. Just to show you, I'm not actually playing. Like, literally, because, you know, it is literally, as you saw, it's all CPU. Ooh. I think we're all now rooting for, who are we rooting for? Eugene, I imagine? Or the Hurricane. I doubt we're rooting for Chris Masters. I doubt we're rooting for John Cena. Or maybe you will be, I don't know. There goes Eugene with his taunt. Right, that's it. That's it for the Gamecube. Let's quit the match. And go back to the titley screen, as some people call it. The titley screen, the title screen. Right, okay, that's enough of that. Now we're going to move on to the last part of this, see how it looks. That's the Game Boy Advance Player, or the Game Boy Player as it actually is known as. Have a few little samples of some Game Boy games and some Game Boy Advance games. So moving swiftly on, let's go. So I'm using El Clasico for the Game Boy Player. And the first game that we're going to try is this. Right, let's just have a look at the signal info again. Okay. You can see that the statistics have changed there. Need a bit of Pompey. Hang on a minute here. They're either 4 or they're 4.5. Let's go in the walls. Some of my old favourites there. Old Spestaslav Todorov, Patrick Berger, Teddy Sheringham, Hayden Fox, Shaka Hislop, Tim Sherwood, Steve Stone, Nigel Quasi. There's some right old names there. Should turn that down a little bit there, really. It's a bit loud. Right. I don't think this actually... Well, actually, no, tell a lie. It does actually look okay. Oh, well, that's no good, is it? On your head, son. On your head. I don't even know what the pass button is. Go on, son. I literally hold the R button and then, well, obviously I don't have the control to this, so hence why the ball keeps going out of play. So they're probably going to score in a minute because, like I said, okay, well, that was FIFA 2004. Let's change that game pack. Let's go for a Game Boy game now. Yeah, let's go for a Game Boy game. As long as it works off the bat, it should do. It doesn't look like fucking... It's that janky bloody Nintendo at the bottom there, you can see. It don't like that. Alright. No, this was working the other day. Alright. Let's try it again. Ah, that's better. Right, so the refresh rate has stayed the same. What? I say it's better? Come on, son. I guess this is a problem that you can have with the Game Boy Player. Let's just do the old trick, shall we? Oh, and as the late Paul Daniels used to say, that's magic. Right, so a bit of Double Dragon. Okay, so remember 59.93 hertz. I like with this game actually that the elbow just happens automatically. That's not fair, is it? Oh, double beats for me, look. I don't think it looks too bad. I think it looks okay. Okay. All right, let's change to the next one. Let's have a go on this. So another Game Boy Advance game. Let's see how good this one looks. I'm quite interested to see how well this looks through the OSSC PRO. Ubisoft. Didn't think they were involved with this game. So yes, it's Super Street Fighter 2 Turbo Revival. Oh man, I've got a sneeze coming. Excuse me. Oh, I'll use Ryu. Turbo 1. It's looking good on my screen here, I have to say. Well, obviously we're facing here. Okay, so that, I don't know what the hell. I don't know what the fuck. I guess I asked for that really, but you've got to remember it's not 6 buttons, it's like 2 buttons. Okay. Well, that was pretty quick. Wasn't expecting that. Okay, right. So on to the final game then. Let's kick this off. And the final game, because I said I couldn't do the NES, has to be a NES-based game. And those of us that call it the NES, which is actually how it should be pronounced, will be rather peeved at the fact that I called it a NES. But anyway, it is Super Mario. Let's wait, shall we? You've got to appreciate, obviously, how this is looking. So let's go to back here again. Signal info. No, that stayed the same. This is Super Mario Brothers 3, Super Mario Advance 4. Had to be really, didn't it? Which is effectively a take on the Super Nintendo version, isn't it? From Super Mario All-Stars. Let's go for a new file, shall we? What do you think this looks like? Do you like it, or? Come on, you bugger, just bugger off. You bugger off, you buggery buggers. Oh, fucking hell. Oh, balls. Oh well. Not really bothered about that. Fuck. Yeah. But it's not about how I play these games, it's more about how fucking like it looks, and that's what we're trying to get to here. Fuck this, look. Oh, again, I almost went over him there. Do-do. Oh, fuck off, look. Let's not go down the same route again. I don't think we wanted that. Let's see what I've got here, look. Well, you ain't gonna get back up there now, are you? You're just not gonna do it, are you? Let's be honest. He's gonna go that way. He's gonna go that way. Nice, that'll do. Right, so I guess that's probably it, really. There's no point in me going through to. I'm actually getting quite involved here. Let's just stop there, and let's have just a last look at the device itself, the OSSC Pro. Let's do that right now, okay? And there you have it, the OSSC Pro overview by myself. You know, I highly recommend it, and you know, in closing, really, I just wanted to show you the hardware again itself without opening up. So here it is. I think it's very nice. I do like the gold emblazoned bit here at the top, and it's, you know, it's a nice piece of kit. It really is a nice piece of kit. It's very big. You can see in the top there, if you look at just carefully, you can see the let me just see if I move it. There they are. Slightly brown in there. There's a fan which I put in there myself. You can really tell because I've got the screws in here. And as Timmy Mallet would say, the wacky remote, which in itself is quite nice. I think you'd agree. So to recap, the price of the OSSC Pro from in the UK is going to cost. It's going to set you back. Pardon me. Around about 450 quid, because you've got to factor in between 70 and 90 quid's worth of import fees. So the price of the OSSC Pro in euros is 324 euros 50. Let's do a little calculation here. Certainly can't work that out in my head. So 324.50 euros in pounds. So that's £281.16 sterling. So you are going to have to add VAT onto this, along with import fees. So it's around about 400 quid, thereabouts. That price of 300 and what was I say? It was 24 euros 50. That is the version that is the multi-region PSU, the remote control, and the JP21 adapter. Now I haven't shown that because I don't need to show that. I've actually put, I think, and that's where it should be, is actually in its box with the OSSC Pro original box. So, but I don't know where that is. Like with everything in my house, I put it somewhere safe and I can never find it. But you know, it's not important. Do I think you should buy it? Absolutely, absolutely. If you are a purist of gaming in the sense of collecting and want to see what old systems look like on new screens, and old screens, the OSSC Pro is definitely for you. It's got, because there's various different excuse me, editions that are already available and that will be available in the future. Who knows when? I don't know. But take, for example, excuse me, I've got something in the back of my throat at the moment. It's not ideal. So when you want something, you can never find what you're actually looking for. So let's just call it expansion cards. So the possibilities are near on endless, really. But obviously there are other alternatives out there, in which case it's all dependent on what your on how fat your wallet is. Other than that, my recommendation is OSSC Pro. I mean, you could call me a bit biased because I don't have any other up and down scalers other than the original OSSC. So I can't comment on other ones like the retro, so the RetroTink 4K, for example. So it's entirely up to you. But based on my recommendation, I personally wouldn't go out and get a RetroTink 4K if I could get an OSSC Pro. However, an OSSC Pro does require a lot more configuring than, and how I understand it, than the RetroTink 4K. So, but as time moves on, things are only going to get better and better for other devices. I do feel that the OSSC Pro has kind of fallen. It's not fallen by the wayside. It's just, I just don't think it's marketed enough. I mean, yes, it's open source, which is fantastic, but I just don't think there's enough buzz around it for you know, the general population, especially of gaming collectors, etc., gaming enthusiasts, that are going to get. There's just not enough there for them to go and get into and get one. But for the purists, I say, and for the tech heads, the real boffins, you know, the real geeks. I'm a geek, but I'm not a proper geek to be able to spiel off what this thing can do. All I'm going to say is, in layman's terms, if you want it, go and get it on my recommendation, because it is absolutely fantastic. So that's it from me. I hope you've enjoyed that. You know, it's, as I say, it's nothing too technical, because I'm not that technical in that sense when it comes to things like this. But I hope that you found something useful out of this. And if you've got any comments or any questions, as always, leave them below in the comments section, because that's where we answer the questions, is it not? So, whatever you're doing, enjoy it. I'll catch you soon. See you on the next one.